Kia ora te whānau, it's Geo here, and welcome to the first episode of what I'm calling Geos-Tech. It's a little look, behind the scenes and see what goes into actually creating, the gaming side of things. So I thought it'd be a bit of fun to introduce you all to, well, me for a start, and the rest of the gear behind me, and, around the office as well. So office, it's more of a laundry come office. So I thought, for the first episode of this new channel, I thought I'd walk through the setup that I've got here at home. This is work from home, streaming, gaming, the whole shebang, basically. It's all a bit crazy, quirks and oddities, but, it's my setup and we're working on it, so let's see how we go. First things first, let's get the PC out of the way, because that's what people are usually interested in, right? For my PC, I'm running an AMD 5600X CPU on the Asus B550A gaming motherboard, 16 gigs of DDR4 3200 Corsair Vengeance memory, and an EVGA 3060 Ti for the Win Ultra. All housed in the Fantex Eclipse P400A and cooled with a box cooler. Well, the CPU is anyway. So the Fantex actually comes with 3 fans as standard. Those are the ones in the front. I've added in 3 Squoval. In Win nomenclature, not mine. That's what they called them. And there are the 2 on the top and 1 on the back. As far as storage goes, I've got a couple of NVMe M.2 drives in the center. And it's all powered by the Corsair RM 750 watt power supply in the bottom at the back. So let's have a look at a few of the other bits and pieces. These are my 2 LG 24-inch 60Hz monitors that I got free from work, along with the desk arm at the back. As you can see, we have my work from home setup at the back as well. It's my laptop for work. One of my favorite solutions that I actually have in this is an old laptop stand from Kmart that was supposed to be to mount your, or to hold your laptop horizontally with a, slightly elevated. However, it has a section cut out of it in the middle, which if you upend it, can hold your laptop vertically, which is really great. As far as peripherals go, I've got Corsair K550 keyboard and Harpoon mouse. Came as a set from a really good supplier here called First Wave. Actually, come to think of it, I've just realized how much Corsair stuff I have. Pure coincidence, I might add, not sponsored or anything, so can you tell it's not sponsored? So the other bits and pieces. I was actually lucky enough to get a PlayStation 5 at launch here in New Zealand. There wasn't huge demand. I don't think we had as many scalpers as elsewhere in the world, so that was quite lucky. It's what I play most of the games on at the moment, so to capture all the gameplay from that, I've got an EVGA XR1 Lite capture card. So as far as streaming goes, I use my old GoPro Hero 5, which I got back many years ago as a birthday present, as my webcam. I also have it running through what I would consider overpriced Elgato cam link, which is only overpriced, I guess, because a massive demand led to increased prices. At a normal price, it would have been fine. It's a good piece of kit, don't get me wrong, but it was just overpriced at the time I bought it. And as far as audio goes, I've got a Razer Sire mini microphone, the Razer Black Shark headphones, which I actually got as a birthday present again. So again, lots of Razer products. I don't know why. I mean, they're good. A lot of the setup behind the scenes actually came from Kmart here in New Zealand, which is kind of, I guess, our equivalent of Walmart. Actually, one of my favorite pieces is from Kmart, and it's an HDMI switcher that I got for $20. As far as lighting for the stream goes, a couple of Kmart lights that were $25, I think, each. One of them, obviously, I put a softbox on. You can see it's a homemade one. It's made of a box and some tinfoil and a rubbish bin and some masking tape with a couple of Velcro straps around the back to hold it together. Again, Kmart coming in clutch with a charging dock for my PlayStation 5 controllers. It also has a little light to tell you the status of your charge. So obviously red, not charged, green, actually charged. Pretty standard. Actually, I really want to mount it to the wall, but I'm not sure how they're going to stay up. So I'm going to work that out first, and then I'll put that up on the wall just to get it out of the way. One thing that I do have an abundance of in this setup is wires, as you might imagine. There are a total of 8 HDMI cables alone. I have to have 2 HDMI switches at the back because I have to go from working from home to PC and PlayStation all in the same time, and it's a bit of a pain. But the HDMI switches help. Apart from that, the desk is a flimsy, pretty crappy thing, and there's an obligatory RGB strip around the base of it, well, underneath it. To hold the phone up, I've actually got an old car bracket, which had a little screw on the far end, which nicely and conveniently actually screwed into the holes in the into the monitor mounts. So that worked out quite nicely, I thought. Having a look around, I've got I've got the pop vinyls. Obviously, everyone has to have pop vinyls and Lego, right? And I've got Shuri in there in her lab holding up the GPU. There's a sub for the speakers down there, just an old set of Logitech 2-speaker, 1-sub setup. I think there was a 5-channel surround setup at one point, however, I don't know where the other 3 speakers are, so we're down to 2. Another cool piece of gear that I have is the Loupedeck Live S, which has been awesome. Video coming about that very soon. I do have an RGB desk mat, as you can see. It's got a little plug there. However, we had a power surge not too long ago and it actually fried it. So, you know, that's a bit of an issue, but it still works great as a desk mat. So that's a little look behind the scenes. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Got a little insight into how things are actually done. We'll be going more in depth into how I've actually set things up and, you know, what are the pieces of gear that I actually use in a little more detail in future videos. But for now, that'll do it. I'm Kaki Tao now. Stay safe, be kind, and I'll see you in the next one. See you.